from the Rumble. Once he gets a couple levels under his belt, maybe gets a bit of magic resistance, the Merc Treads in particular, that's really going to help White Knight and swing the matchup in his favor once as time goes by.
For this blue buff, Steel jumps back in. Perhaps didn't want to do that. Mimic's here, but there's no equalizer. Spattle's joined the fray. Kirei up towards the top side. Will continue to sustain up through the smite. White Knight onto Steel though. First blood for him. And once again, White Knight from the top lane helps PSG in the early game.
That could have been a completely different fight if Mimic had it. So, a bit of trading in the bottom lane. Pinoy, though, sitting by himself. The collapse is coming in from PSG.
He's pushed up so far here. No teleports for the top laners, but Pilot and Spattle might just try and take him down. Flash away by Pinoy, but he's just dead. Overextends and gets punished by Pilot. I don't know preferred an Ocean, but they'll be happy enough with it. Mimic getting traded on here by White Knight, who goes aggressive with the Ruthless Predator, even going underneath the tower. Mimic puts the equalizer down. Has White Knight overstepped? No flash for him. Hexdrinker comes out, but he just can't get the kill, and Mimic takes him out.
White Knight, he tries to go for the hero play once again. He thinks he can get...
Really had the impact perhaps he'd like to, and actually Mimic's going to get dived. Equalizer comes out. Blank is there as well. Kairei tagging it up, trying to get away. Flamespitter's not quite enough. Nor Scaven puts the tidal wave down, trying to get the kill on towards Kairei. They're going to keep going for the chase. Steel here as well. White Knight trying to escape. Blank has been exhausted, and Pretty puts down the unleashed power. Blank will fall to Pretty. Emperor's Divide not going to do much.
This was the roam that we wanted to see from TP to join, and now Pinoy
has to flash away. Exhaust comes down. Pilot's going to continue with the chase. Headshot after headshot. The order's coming out. Infinity Edge completed. He can't get it. He's dived the tower, and he's died for it.
I have no idea what these AD carries are doing. Why not just be happy with the fact that you zoned the enemy AD carry away? Like, he's taken so much. We actually saw Pilot get himself an Edge of Night just because of how effective the item is. Regardless, here comes a fight from Millenium.
Curtain Call and Tidal Wave used. Teleport coming in from the back. PSG trying to fight this out. Kairei's dead. Mimic has to flash the wall. PSG have to try and get away from Millenium here. And they will retreat. Millenium forcing... This is happening now. We start to see Norscarin come across, but it looks like it's just too little, too late. Norscarin smells something fishy, and PSG take the Baron.
The play was nice from PSG. I like the fact that they took advantage.
Catch out one member of Paris Saint-Germain.
A lot of ultimates are coming off cooldown, though.
Battle over the Baron. White Knight flashes in onto Pretty. Baron goes down. Rek'Sai gets it. White Knight into GA. Mimic in the front line's dead. And now PSG can look for the re-engage. They got the Baron. They got a kill. White Knight jumping across the wall. Ace in the hole onto Pinoy. Gets Pretty instead. He tanked it up. Pinoy now needs to do some magic to get out of this tricky situation. Blank on top of him. He's dead. It's a double for Pilot. Kairei takes out Norscarin as well. Only Steel left alive as PSG collapse and get the ace around the Baron.
Good decision making from PSG, utilizing the fact that there were no ultimates left available for Millenium. PSG knew that the only way Millenium would be able to win out on a fight was if Millenium were able to get this big damage combo down onto the enemy lineup. But with those unavailable, with the big gold lead that PSG have, they are easily able to win out on the fight, and they're going to be able to take game one of this series.
We asked if their late game was better. PSG answer with a resounding yes. They're going to take game one over Millenium and get themselves closer to those playoffs. Now, this is like teacher Medius right now. It's like, okay guys, that was a good game.
Speed bonus from the Whimsy, you have the Glitter Lance for the slow, you have the shield. Really good for keeping that Renekton off your carry's back. So
Poppy pretty good into the Renekton later on as well, steadfast present.
But yeah, anyway, back to the game. Mimic going for a dive top.
White Knight getting dived by Mimic and Steel. The Keeper's Verdict knocks him away. Steel gonna look for it though, gets knocked into the wall, and he's
White Knight
gonna go down. White Knight with the outplay once again.
1 versus 2. White Knight gets himself the kill.
Need to be careful, the Curtain Call comes down. Norscarin takes up a couple. Enchanted Crystal Arrow tanked up by Sprattle. The thick skin though is enough to keep Norscarin alive for the moment. That's gonna drop off and he's gonna get sniped by Pilot. And PSG continue to look for this tower. Pretty's on his way down. Pinoy underneath the turret trying to survive. Cannot survive through Pilot. Pretty now though has the Petrifying Gaze, has the Ghost coming in. Sputtle is there. Pretty's going to try and get the Miasma down. Kairei takes up a couple of shots. Petrifying Gaze doesn't connect. The exhaust down as well. Blank! Shuffle is on the flank. Elpix comes out looking for the Glitter Lance. Miasma down. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect. Blank steps forward with the soldiers, and now Pilot should just be able to take out this kill. There we go. Easy enough for PSG. 4 kills to naught.
Took them a while, but Usually when you commit to a champion like that, a steal.
Still getting caught out by White Knight as well. Mimic's going to jump up to Kyrie. He's trying to slice and dice across the wall, but cannot get the connection. And White Knight and Kyrie in it, what is essentially a 2v4, just walk straight out.
Millenium not able to claw anything
Pinoy's got
back.
arrow. He's looking for it. Connects onto White Knight. Norscaven there in the front line. Mimic slicing away. He's going to try and get back onto that Poppy. Devoured, eaten up, and taken down by PSG. Eventually, Pinoy will take him out.
All right, so Millenium are able to get themselves one return kill at the very least.
As well, Pilot and Blank there. Pretty down to half HP. Norscaven voyages his way in. Baron's still low. Mimic onto Pilot. White Knight takes out Pretty though, with his flank of his own. Now Mimic eaten up by Norscaven, trying to get the Renekton out of the fight. Steel is low, and Boosterby comes down and knocks Norscaven back. The Ocean Drake goes across the PSG. They'll chase the Tarm Kench down, and they'll gobble him right up. PSG get 2 kills and get the Dragon.
They're actually...
Behind will look for the smite. Fight. White Knight puts the verdict down, but it's not guilty at the moment.
Oh!
The smite comes down, and Millenium take the Baron.
PSG go for the 50-50 Baron play, but it is Steel that gets it away. Living try.
They give up a lot of the push pressure they had because you're fighting against Baron minions. Pinoy is low though. Norscaven will eat him up, but not before he gets taken down by Blank. The PSG can now turn and burn straight in. Blank is incredibly strong with his Nash's 2.
So much more value is given in Team Price's Blank gets locked up.
Ammo onto Blank, Steel there as well, and he's just dead. No cleanse available. Pity's going to ghost in. They're going for the chase. Abyssal Voyage. Use Tarm Kench comes down and gets knocked away straight away. Millenium decide against continuing this chase. Mimic still in the bottom lane, and we'll look for that push on the turret. Has Baron, of course. It's going to be very difficult.
They have the TP available, but ooh, PSG going for the re-engage.
Shadow Core comes down. Pity's low. Norscaven just trying to tank it up. Of course, has the thick skin. Will use it. Not quite quickly though. Jin's holding this final shot. Pretty gets taken down. They get a turret in the bottom lane. Millenium will be okay with that trade, but PSG will be very happy they were able to get a kill.
They have a lot of pushing power. The Azir. Ooh, they find Kyrie.
Speaking of the engage, Steel has been jumped on here by Blank. He's going to try and repel up, but you can't repel away from 4 members of PSG. Norscaven knocked back as well as White Knight collapses. PSG take 2 kills, going to take a mid lane tower as well, and they could look even for the inhibitor push here. Millenium on the back foot. 3 members v5. Pretty isn't even there. This is just inhibitor tower going down. PSG just turning this game right around. They'll take the inhibitor out as well. They get so much off this push.
Exactly what PSG needed to
Pinoy!
do.
Oh, he just about survived, but the flash in by Blank. Millenium at odds and ends now with PSG clean up. Teleport is going to come in by Mimic. He's looking to get in the back of this fight, but he's going to ghost away. Steel there once again. Blank is by himself, but he can shuffle across the wall. The cocoon doesn't connect. Kyrie jumps in. Divide. Blank takes out Pinoy. Pretty going to go down as well up towards the side of the fight. Just about survives. Mimic is in the midst of 3 members of PSG. Spraddle's taking out Steel. It's up to Mimic. It's up to Pretty. It's up to Norscaven to try and do something, but the GA comes down. Pretty has taken out Blank. Mimic's dead as well. Pilot's dominating. Pretty's going to try and get away from Sprotter. Oh, they're so close! He could follow the auto attack all the way back to the base, but he needs to get back because the Nexus towers were getting pounded down by White Knight.
But now is a safe time for PSG to make their way over to the Baron. A very to try and contest. Clean execution from PSG. And these are the fights that I like, Medic. They fight over vision. They try
Green light.
That light.
Millenium now need to back away from the curtain call as Pilot once again opens up Whisper. Tries to snipe away his target. Steel almost gets taken out. Kyrie with the collateral damage can't get it because of the repel, but PSG just want the inhibitors. They just want the objectives. They just want the win. 2 inhibitors down. Blank shuffles in, pushes Pretty back. The dancing shoes were great. Pretty tries to get away with the gaze, but the gaze of PSG is straight on the Nexus. Straight on the Nexus towers as they look to take this series 2-0 and get their spot in the playoffs.
PSG with a commanding victory, 33 minutes into the game, 18 kills to 4, gonna make it 19 as PSG go for the 2-0.
PSG are playing like the machine we thought they would be at the start of the split. They have come to life at exactly the right moment, and they will beat Millenium 2-0.
Great game from PSG, great series overall from PSG.